In 2017, the Harvey Weinstein movement jump-started an uproar from victims of sexual assault and harassment and began the recent #MeToo movement that has taken the world by storm, sparking confidence in women and men to call out their assaulters in both Hollywood, where a majority of the claims originated, and the everyday workplace. According to sociology professor at the University of Maryland, Lester Andrus, in his article, A Lesson from the #MeToo Movement, sociologists must explain to the world what the #MeToo movement is while simultaneously addressing the issue of sexual harassment. This conversation regarding the true threat of sexual assault and harassment in our communities quickly spread from social media to the news, with the public saying, "About damn time."
So I first heard about the Me Too movement from a bunch of my friends. They were talking about it. So I don't have Twitter, like I have one, but I don't really use it. And that's where it really started.
I think it's really important because it allows people to be more comfortable telling their stories, and to also just broaden the conversation. Because we have a really specific view of what rape culture is, but it really expanded that situation and what we view it as.
The purpose of the #MeToo movement has been interpreted many ways. Some say it is to call people out on their toxic behavior. Others say the movement exists to encourage people to speak out by creating a culture where victims are not blamed, and to not let the stigma surrounding sexual assault silence their voices, because when people are afraid to speak out, then criminals can get away with the same things again and again.
So I kind of have mixed thoughts. I think that it's very important to sort of get this message out there because there are so many women who have been experiencing sexual assault and things like that, and it's just important to kind of understand how many people, I don't think people know that it happens more often than we think. But on the flip side, I think sometimes it can be a little bit dangerous because I know I wouldn't say this happens nearly as often, but there's the false reports and stuff too, which, sexual assault is a big deal and it changes people's lives for the worst. So I mean, whether you're the one who is being assaulted or the one who's being accused, if you're falsely accused, it's really kind of harsh both ways.
I think it's important mainly because it allows people to be a lot more comfortable talking about things. Before it was this very taboo, I'm not going to talk about it, it's very secretive, and now it's I can see that my mom or my sister or my friend have also experienced it, and so people are a lot more comfortable, and that just is beneficial for everyone.
According to Lena Felton in the Atlantic article, How Colleges Foretold the #MeToo Movement, colleges predicted the movement a few years before its kickoff. Drawing on her experiences as a female Harvard student, Felton recounts that surveys in 2015 showed substantial percentages of students reported experiencing sexual assault during their time at university, and it was an issue even before then. The first wave of increased sexual assault reports came after the survey in 2015, and the second was sparked by the #MeToo movement in recent years. There are many ways in which one could participate in this movement: sharing stories or even just listening, keeping an open mind and an open heart. Some are scared to enter this movement in fear of being rejected or being targeted, but others openly support and participate. Youth representative on the Rhode Island Women's Board, Victoria Richards, says, "As a woman, there's a sense of needed empowerment that comes with this movement that has been a long time coming. Not only did it let me and many other young girls think, hey, maybe what happened to me was unacceptable and maybe I should learn that being treated this way should not be normal. It opened my eyes to how many other girls go through struggles like sexual harassment every day, yet don't feel like they can open up about them because of fear of being shamed, ridiculed, or simply not believed."
I just think that the importance is that everybody who has been sexually harassed or just had to deal with something traumatic can be actually heard, and that everybody can know that this is happening. I think a lot of this stuff has always been swept under the rug, and the fact that it's coming to light is really important so that we can actually talk about it.
It's been a help because it's broadening the conversation. I think it's been a hindrance because it's the little experiences people have been able to say, putting a catcall and a rape case on the same level makes it that you can say, oh, well, like, that's not really sexual assault, so the whole thing is it. I'm an RA. I hear a lot of this. It's very problematic.
The Guardian article, Me Too Campaign May Change University Culture, Students Say, written by Australian college alum Naman Zhu, discusses the changes being made in hazing culture, an Australian term for sexual assault and harassment culture in Australian colleges. Zhu utilizes student interviews to highlight the changes in hazing culture at the colleges and what students have observed and are currently observing in regards to administration enforcing this change.
So I became an RA like 2 years ago. And so the occurrences of like people coming to talk to me about like past experiences has gone up a lot from when I first became an RA to like after like Me Too movement.
They have all of like the little like trainings on consent and stuff like that, and they even encourage us to have RA boards about consent and sexual assault so that people can know, you know, resources like Title IX and like share. So yeah.
Zhu discusses how before the movement there was this common fear throughout the campus that they were in danger of being hazed. This mentality changed, however, once administration started taking more serious action to prevent hazing. This change can even be seen in our own campus.
I have talked a lot about my friends more about like their specific experiences. Also, like as an RA, like people have been a lot more comfortable coming to me and talking about it. Like specific experiences a lot more.
We during like floor meetings and stuff, you know, we briefly talked about it, but I wouldn't say nearly as much than right now because, you know, it's everywhere. I think on social media, it's talked about online, like with the Supreme Court case, like, you know, that was a lot of talk was sort of from the Me Too movement and, you know, in combination with like the case and stuff. So I think a lot of things are happening this year that did not happen last year.
This movement shows that the human race is capable of making changes to its thought process and can move in a more positive direction. There is a seed to the solution, and the #MeToo movement has planted it. All that is left now is to nurture it and let it grow.